Sinner, Book 4 of the Wayfarer Redemption by Sara Douglass. Prologue. Enchanter Talon Wolfstar's Sunsore wrapped his wings tighter about his body and slipped deeper into the madness that consumed him. He stood at the very lip of the stargate itself, his body swaying gently to the sounds of the star dance that pounded through the gate. Come to me, join me, dance with me, come. Oh, how Wolfstar wanted to. How he wanted to fling himself through the gate, discover the mysteries and adventures of the universe, immerse himself completely in the loveliness of the star dance. Yet Wolfstar also wanted the pleasures of this life, the power he wielded as Talon over all Tensendor, the awe of the masses of Akari, Avar, and Akarite, and the firmness of Starlaughter's body in his bed. He was not yet ready to give all that up. He had come young to the Talon throne and wanted to enjoy it for as long as he could. But how the stargate tempted him. Come, join me, be my lover. I have all the power you crave. Wolfstar could feel the indecision tearing him apart. Stars! What sorcery could be his if he managed to discover the full power of the star dance and ruled this mortal realm of Tensendor? I want it all, he thought, all. But how? If he surrendered to the almost irresistible lure of the stargate and threw himself in, then Wolfstar also wanted to know he could come back, return and flaunt his newfound power and knowledge, revel in it, use it. Of what use was power if it could not be used in life? Wolfstar was destined for legendary greatness. He knew it. He shifted on the lip of the stargate, his mouth twisted in anger and frustration. What more could he do? Over the past weeks, he had selected the most powerful of young enchanters among the Akari, and had thrown them through the stargate. Come back, he had ordered, with all the secrets of the universe in your hand. Share them with me. Tell me how I can step through the stargate and yet come back. They were young, and their lives could be wasted, if wasted it was. But none had returned, and Wolfstar was consumed with rage. How was he to learn the secrets and mysteries of the stargate, of the very universe itself, if they did not come back? Why did they refuse to come back? Their weakness, their lack of courage, and their consummate failure meant that the mysteries of the stars were denied Wolfstar until after his death. No. He could not countenance that. He couldn't. Wolfstar's body stiffened, and he barely restrained himself from letting his power bolt in anger about the chamber. My title is Talon, Cloudburst. I command that you use it. Brother, you must stop this madness. Nothing gives you the right to murder so many. Murder? Wolfstar leapt down from the lip of the stargate and grasped his brother's hair, wrenching Cloudburst's head back. Murder? They are adventurers, Cloudburst, and they have a duty to their Talon, and they are doing that duty badly. Wolfstar, my title is Talon! Wolfstar screamed and twisted Cloudburst's head until the birdman's neck creaked and his face contorted in agony. Talon, Cloudburst whispered, and Wolfstar's grip loosened. Talon, you are throwing these children to their deaths. How many lives have been wasted now? 200? More? Talon, more? They would not die if they crawled back through the stargate. They have wasted themselves, not I. They have failed. Their blame, not mine. No one has ever come back through the... That is not to say no one can, Cloudburst. Wolfstar finally let Cloudburst go and stood back. Perhaps they are not strong enough. I need young enchanters of powerful blood. Very powerful. His eyes locked with Cloudburst. No. Cloudburst sank to his knees, quivering, hands outstretched in appeal. No, I beg you, not bring me your daughter, Cloudburst. Stargrace has Sunsore power. Part of her shares my blood. Perhaps she will succeed where the others have failed. No, Wolfstar, I cannot. I am Talon, Wolfstar hissed. I am Wolfstar Sunsore, and I command you. Obey me. But Stargrace did not return either. Wolfstar muttered instructions and orders to the terrified, sobbing 16-year-old girl as he seized her by her wings and hurled her into the stargate. But like all the others, she only cartwheeled into the pit of the universe to vanish completely. Wolfstar stood at the lip of the stargate for 2 full days, watching and waiting, taking neither food nor drink, before he cursed Stargrace for all eternity for her weakness and failure, and stepped back. He jumped, startled. "You are tired, my husband? Will you not take some rest?" Starlaughter stepped forward from the shadows of the arches. "Come with me, my love, and let me warm and soothe you to sleep." Wolfstar reached out and smoothed his wife's dark hair from her face. She was his first cousin, close Sunsore blood, and second only to him in enchanter power. So powerful. Perhaps too powerful. For months now, Wolfstar had reason to suspect Starlaughter plotted against him, plotted to take the title of Talon for herself. Wolfstar almost laughed. She must be mad to think she could wrest power from him. He caressed her cheek, his fingers gentle, and Starlaughter forced herself to smile, even though her love for her husband was long dead. Wolfstar leaned forward and kissed her softly, allowing his hand to slide down over her body until he felt the energy throbbing through her swollen belly. His son, and so powerful, so powerful. Did his unborn son conspire with Starlaughter? Was their son the reason she thought she could best him? Wolfstar's hand stilled. His son. Even unborn, he wielded more power than any other enchanter he'd sent through the Stargate. His son. Perhaps he could succeed. His son. And it would certainly solve the more immediate problem of Starlaughter's treachery. Starlaughter's hands closed over his and wrenched it away from her body. "No," she screamed through his mind. "I need to know, beloved," Wolfstar whispered. "I need to know if I can come back. I need someone to show me the way. Who better than our son? You would throw a newborn infant through? You would murder our son?" Starlaughter took a step back. The birth was only weeks away. How far could she get in that time? Far enough to save her son's life? Far enough to save her own life? What did Wolfstar know? How much could he know? "Too much," Wolfstar cried, and leapt forward and grabbed her. "Consider yourself a fit sacrifice for your son, Starlaughter. Your body will protect him from the ravages of passage through the gate, my lovely. Will you not do this for our son? He will come back, I am sure of it. And once he does," Wolfstar thought, "I shall divest him of his knowledge, and then of his life." Now so terrified she could not even speak with the mind voice, Starlaughter shook her head in denial, her eyes huge and round, her hands clasped protectively over her belly. "Wolfstar, not your wife, not Starlaughter!" Cloudburst stepped into the chamber, accompanied by several crest leaders from the Akari strike force. Wolfstar growled in fury and lashed out with his power, pinning them to the floor. "Anyone I choose! Anyone!" He dragged Starlaughter across to the Stargate. In her extremity of fear she found her voice, and screamed as she felt her legs touch the low wall surrounding the Stargate. "No, Wolfstar, no, no, no!" It was the last thing anyone heard from Starlaughter for a very long time. 5 days later, Cloudburst's remorse and grief gave him courage to plunge a twin-bladed knife into Wolfstar's back in the center of the Akari assembly on the island of Mist and Memory. He gave one sobbing, hiccuping sigh as Wolfstar sank to the mosaic floor, and then he relaxed. It was over. The horror was finally over. There was no grief among the peoples of Ten Sendor when Wolfstar Sunsore's body was laid to rest in his hastily constructed barrow above the chamber of the Stargate. With Wolfstar dead, entombed, and on his own way through the Stargate, Ten Sendor was at last safe from his madness. 4,000 years passed. Ten Sendor was riven apart by the Seneschal and then restored by the Starman, Axis Sunsore. The Akari and the Avar returned to the southern lands, and the star gods, Axis and Azure among them, were free to roam as they willed. Even though Wolfstar had managed to come back through the Stargate, he vanished once Axis had won his struggle with Gorgrail. Control of Ten Sendor and the Throne of the Stars itself passed from Axis to his son and heir Salem. Ten Sendor waxed bright and strong under the House of the Stars. All was well.